Alright, today we are going to be messing with the War Machine mod paired with Limitless again. So once again, the War Machine mod is a mod that is pretty complicated overall. It just adds a lot of stuff. There's a lot of extra text to consider. The game is still about the same difficulty as it normally is, if not maybe a little bit easier because of all the additional effects that you get as a player. And it just overhauls items, it overhauls skill trees, it changes a couple things about enemies and stuff like that. But overall, it is a very fun mod, changes the skill trees entirely as you can see here. And we're pairing it with Limitless, which is a mod that changes 5 out of 5 skills into 100-point skills. Today we are on Gauge. Gauge in this War Machine mod is obviously different, realistically here. Death Trap has two attacks that he swaps between now. A light attack, where Death Trap does randomly shock or fire damage, and then a heavy attack where he does slag damage. So that's pretty neat. And then Death Trap can instantly apply light or heavy. So basically, whenever he does his attack, it's probably going to hit because it just hits instantly. So that should be pretty darn nice. And then we have to figure out what we're going to do with 300 skill points, because Limitless gives you 10 skill points per level. We're on a boosted character. The plan is to try to fight a normal mode Terra, and then load up a level 80 OP10 character, and then spec that out, and then just go stomp some raids, because we can. It looks like we're going to be pretty DoT reliant early on. Like, we have some Anarchy stuff, but, like, it's gonna take a little bit to stack it up compared to just running forward. They did give us a one-shot shotgun, which is nice. Okay, so we should theoretically take like no damage from enemies that are close to us. So if we just stay close to dudes... Oh yeah, no, we're tanky. Okay, cool. Trigger kill skill. Those dots don't look very strong. Oh, right, it's because our kill skills are incredibly short. Alright, DT, go play the game for a little bit. Get him. Beat him up. Yeah, this mod has a class mod for DT that makes him attack insanely fast, and it's super ridiculous to watch. I don't know if they ever fixed it, but there was a time where he moved so fast that he would just run past the enemy and then have to turn around, and then he would run past them again because he was still too fast. So I don't know if they fixed that, but hopefully they did. Hello, Jack. Wow, this is the lowest our damage has been here. Huh. Well, that's not a good sign. We might actually have to farm XP or something. Also, I gotta say, it's so messed up that they gave Gauge a Fire Lady Fist on boosted characters. And that's just a vanilla issue, too. So, like, it's just so weird. Well, Anarchy still works, I guess. Alright, there we go. Warrior is down. But see if we get anything useful from this. Please. That's a gunner ring. And that's a flacker. You know what? The flacker might work. That's some projectile spread. Okay. I'll still go farm XP for a little bit. Just a couple Saturns would never hurt. Couple Saturns. Okay, the game didn't like it, but it worked. There we go. Everything's fine. Alright, real quick, before we head over, let's use some Iridium to buy some more grenade SDUs. There we go. Now we have 8 grenades, so that should buff our damage by like 400% now, permanently. So that's good. Alright, sir. Bring it on. I don't know what I expected. I have on spawn multiplier. Hold on. I'm gonna turn spawn multiplier off now. Hold on. Okay. Yep. There we go. Couple Terras later. Well, we can go ahead and load up our OP10 character now and look at some absurd class mods. Okay, so here at level 80 OP10, we have some more options. So Legendary Catalyst, this one is pretty chill for the most part. It does buff 1-2 boom by 2 points, so your entire team's slag dots will now have a lower dot damage with a longer duration on enemies, further improving Death Trap's heavy melee attack utility. Additionally improves all Death Trap ability damage, so that would just be nice for long-term slagging of enemies. It does give lifesteal in this mod. It would just be slightly less effective, but last way longer, so that is nice. Gives plus to smaller, lighter, faster. Gives plus to more pep, close enough, and the better half. Probably not our most insane class mod for what we're doing today. Terra's Combo Pack. This buffs Anarchy, and at level 2, Anarchy acts effectively like normal Anarchy does, while also increasing Death Trap's corrosive dot damage. Or Death Trap's corrosive damage? Either way, cool. This is kind of silly. This will also give us buffs to Pre-Shrunk for even more stacks, Typecast for even more stacking, 20% cooler for more ammo, and then Close Enough for Close Enough. That might break this. Oh, wait, does that actually get buffed? I feel like that doesn't actually get buffed, but if it does, that's insane. So that's probably a pretty big choice right there. We might end up just keeping that. Legendary Anarchist gives level 3 Anarchy. Each stack of Anarchy now increases grenade child count by 0.45%. Additionally, each unspent grenade will also grant you 15 max Anarchy stacks. This does not remove or replace the bonus from Android expansion. So this one, with a high child count grenade, would be insane. So like the Meteor Shower with Max Anarchy is going to be dumb, probably, hopefully. And then it does also buff Nova Blast Strike, which I'm not sure what that does. Maybe it just gives more Anarchy stacks. And then it also does buff Fancy Mathematics, so more weapon damage based on nade count left, more melee damage for DT based on bullets left and mag, and then yeah, Pre-Shrunk, Typecast as well. And then also Nova Blast Strike, which I'm not sure if that'll just increase max Anarchy, but it probably will. Legendary Roboteer. This makes Death Trap really fast. Increases Death Trap shield capacity by 200% and his Roid shield damage by 150%. Each Anarchy stack will increase both yours and DT's melee damage by 0.2%. Okay, so that could be pretty good for a nice little DT build. Gives plus to Interspersed Outburst for even more DT melee damage. Gives plus to Strength of 5 Gorillas for even more Death Trap melee damage, and also weapon damage for us. That's cool. And then Typecast Iconoclast, and then Nova Blast Strike for more Anarchy. Okay, very cool. And then the Legendary Stormbringer. This gives 1 skill point to 1-2 boom. Your entire team's elemental effects will now last forever. Slag will not be affected. Okay, so this just permanently puts dots on enemies. And then just a bunch of shock stuff. So, like, we could probably just shock a dude and then just go AFK and win the game. So that could also be pretty funny. Let's start with the basic Anarchy first. I feel like that's the most traditional generic thing we could do. Let me spec out the skill tree and just see what we want. Alright, so 1 point Anarchy. Or, sorry, I guess the Slayer of Terra. not the anarchist. It's what we want for generic anarchy. Okay. We are now maxed out on anarchy. So we have 3,215 anarchy. So that's like a lot. That with the meteor shower is probably just gonna crash the game. If it does, I'm not restacking. Okay, let's go fight Terra real quick. Alright, sir. Step up. Yep, that checks out. That seems about right. Alright, next dude. Okay, so next we're gonna go ahead and use the Anarchist to increase our grenade child count. So yeah, we're gonna use the Legendary Anarchist here with our 3,200 something Anarchy stacks with an Electric Leech because it has 18... Oh my god. Okay, that's a lot. That lagged the game a little bit. Alright, that's cool. Hold on. Let's... hey, Bora, I gotta talk to you. Come here. Summon DT, because it's funny. Oh god. Oh jeez. Thank you. Good job. Yep, the health bar's still there. It's confused now. Alright, that's funny. What about the meteor shower? Next dude. Hello, Hyperius. How are you today? Don't mind me. Just gonna kinda... Oh. Wow, that's a lot. And they don't care. Okay. Well, that's dumb. What about a little bit of some Death Trap gaming? Let him beat up Pyro Pete or something. I'm gonna regret putting on a Love Thumper, but it's for DT. He needs it. He's a growing boy. Alright, buddy. Get him. I mean, he's getting them. Well, the pistol might be getting them even better. Hmm. Okay, yeah, he does his thing. He's definitely reliable. Like, he's been working on Incinerator by himself. But just by comparison to just hitting him with the bullets. And also, yeah, Death Trap's AI is not very good with the whole meleeing raid bosses thing. What is your target priority? I make him fire, he swaps to the fire guy. I make him shock, he swaps to the shock guy. Oh man, this is dumb. Alright, I'm just gonna shoot him. There. We busted out the hive. Oh wait, this is a level 50 chopper, hold on. No, come back here, trust me. Trust me, this is a great idea for you. Come here. Okay, so DT tries. To be totally fair to him, he tries to hit them. He just can't, so he switches to laser, which is kind of depressing, but like, it is what it is. Let's go shock Pete to death. Preferably with just one single shock dot. Alright, hello, sir. Don't mind me, just gonna not make you purple because that goes away instantly. How did I forget? Okay, well, he's dotted. Yeah, that looks like a dot that's gonna stay. Oh, but just hitting him with a grenade looks so much better. And I'm dead. Huh. Okay. Throw a grenade, do this, and then trigger kill skill. Yep. So that would be 10,000% elemental effect damage, bursting him for damage on every single kill of those little spider ant dudes. And yeah, that's gonna do that. Let's do it again. Let's recreate it with just like two nades. Yep, those are some really high damage ticks. Okay, so yeah, this has been a fun little goof. Turns out, if you just have, well, everything realistically, but if you just, you know, have 100 skill points instead of 5, and you just really gas up those things and sit there and stack anarchy for 1,000 years, you can just do all of the stuff. This is ridiculously strong, as we already knew, but like, it is fun to mess with and test anyway. Krieg is going to be next.